Hi, I'm Paul Psolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center at ivymasters.com, and today we're going to look at the 22nd question from Digital SAT Test 1. 22 reads, an xy plane aligned with the equation 2y equals c for some constant c intersects a parabola at exactly one point. The parabola has the equation y equals negative 2x squared plus 9x. What's the value of c? So what I want to do is not work with fractions if I don't have to. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 2. And then I can replace 2y with c. I'm going to do my work up here. So let's say you've got 2y equals negative 4x squared plus 18x. And then I could put c in place. I've got c equals negative 4x squared plus 18x. And what I like to do is I like to keep the x squared positive. It's how you're used to seeing it in math class. So that's typically how you want to do it as well. So if I add 4x squared to both sides and I subtract 18x from both sides, add 4x squared and, whoops, I want to subtract that 18x from both sides. Here it cancels, because quadratics you always want to set equal to 0. So now you've got 4x squared minus 18x plus c equals 0. So now that you've got the equation set equal to 0, now we want to take into consideration if there's exactly one point where these intersect. So from that, it's derived from the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula, it's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. If you keep in mind what's underneath that root, you've got the b squared minus 4ac. If it's negative, square root of anything negative is imaginary. If it's 0, then there's going to be one solution, because if you take any value, let's say if you've got a 5 and you square root of 0 is 0, if you add 0 you get 5, if you subtract 0 you get 5. But again, that quadratic, if it's negative b plus or minus, the plus or minus is outside the root. Let's say you've got a positive 4 inside that root, and you've got a 5 on the outside. Then the square root of 4 is 2, and then you've got 5 plus 2 and 5 minus 2. So 7 and 3, you've got two different answers. So anyway, since it intersects a parabola at exactly one point, we're going to use our b squared minus 4ac. Now when we're talking about b squared minus 4ac, we're talking about this form, ax squared plus bx plus c. So looking at this, I could tell that a equals 4, b equals negative 18, and c, well, c equals c. So in order for b squared minus 4ac to have exactly one solution, intersects at exactly one point, it's another way to say exactly one solution, it's got to be equal to 0. So in place of b, I put my negative 18, which we'll just say is 18 squared, negative 18 squared, same stuff, minus 4. In place of a, I put 4, and then in place of c, it is just c equals 0. So we get our high-tech calculator over here, and yes, you're going to be able to use Desmos. I'm just going to use this little calculator over here. But if we do 18 squared, we've got 324. So now we've got 324, I said. 324 minus 16c equals 0. If you add 16 to both sides, then you've got, I'm going to finish it up here, 324, add 16c, equals 16c. Divide both sides by 16. And we divide it by 16. We've got 20.25. 20.25 is going to be your answer. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has difficulty, does not know the discriminant, that's your b squared minus 4ac, or has trouble working with quadratics. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.